Good morning, Colorado Springs. On this beautiful day of spring, I am pleased to bring you my March press briefing. As your mayor, my three core responsibilities to our residents are clear: ensuring public safety, maintaining our public infrastructure, and preserving our parks. These essential services are the foundation of our city and the most direct way for us to put your tax dollars to work. As the day grows longer, the weather warms, and as we transition out of the snow season, we are seeing potholes emerge across the city. That is why today's press briefing will focus on the state of our public infrastructure and the steps that we are taking to protect, maintain, and invest in our streets, roads, parks, and public spaces. There are 7 key updates around our public infrastructure I want to provide you today. So let's get started. Number 1 is to recap the snow season. This winter, we experienced 16 snowstorms beginning in November, and our dedicated snowplow crew have been hard at work ever since. To keep our roads clear and make driving in the winter safer, our crews have logged more than 17,000 hours on the job, driven over 175,000 miles, and applied 3,000 tons of anti-skid materials and spread about 5,000 tons of ice melt. My deepest gratitude to the hardworking men and women and these public servants for their tireless commitment to keeping our roads safe during these snowstorms. While I hope we avoid the snowy spring, when another storm rolls like Tuesday's squall, the community needs to be rest assured that we are ready. Number 2, pothole season. You see, one of the great advantages of living in Colorado Springs is the abundance of sunshine, yes, even in the winter. However, with that sunshine comes dramatic temperature swings, often shifting from freezing to warm within hours. These fluctuations create what we call the freeze-thaw cycles, which leads to cracks on our road. Each year, Colorado Springs experiences 100 to 200 freeze-thaw cycles where water seeps into the small cracks in the pavement, freezes and expands. Combined with the weight of traffic, it causes the pavement to break apart and forming potholes. The same dedicated women and men who clear our roads during the snowstorm are the same ones who are tackling our community's potholes when the weather is warm enough. So far in 2025, our residents have submitted over 800 pothole requests through the Go COS app, and our crews have already filled more than 16,000 potholes to date. So if you spot a pothole, keep the requests coming. Every request helps us respond quickly and keeps our roads safe and smooth for everyone. Number 3, an update on our 2C road improvement efforts. You see, while filling potholes is important and critical work, make no mistake about it, it's only a temporary fix. The real solution to better roads lies in repaving our roads, made possible by the 2C Road Improvement Program. My deepest gratitude once again to our voters for their overwhelming support of last year's 2C ballot initiative. In today's political climate, seeing a ballot initiative pass with 74% approval, it truly is remarkable. It speaks volumes to how much our residents value strong, well-maintained infrastructure, and we remain committed to delivering on that promise. In 2025, we're going to be bringing the 2C Road Improvement Program closer to you. That is our city's neighborhoods. And we have a number of highly visible 2C road improvement projects planned across the city, including Oro Blanco Drive, Flying W Ranch Road, Cheyenne Boulevard, and South Shelton Road. If you had concrete work done last year in your neighborhood, rest assured 2C road improvement is coming your way this year. And speaking of elections, your vote matters. All 6 city council districts are on the ballot, and there are just 12 days left for you to cast your vote for your district member. The last day to mail your ballot is Monday, or you can drop off your ballots at one of our 28 convenient locations across the city. Number 4 of 7 items, Capital improvement. As our city continues to grow, so must our investment in long-term capital improvements, and that is exactly what we are doing. Thanks to the voter-approved Pikes Peak Rural Transportation PPRTA funding, we are making significant progress on major infrastructure projects, including the ongoing reconstruction of Academy Boulevard and the replacement of Circle Drive bridges. In just the first 3 months of this year, we have made great strides in the widening of Mark Shuffle roads, and I'm pleased to share that Dublin Boulevard is nearing its final engineering stage, with construction to begin later this year. With these critical improvements comes the reality also of construction zone, traffic delays, and detours. And I appreciate the community's patience as we work to build a safer and a more efficient transportation network. And for your safety and for the safety of our crews, please stay alert and drive carefully through these work zones. Number 5. Speaking of work zones, we are starting the long-anticipated downtown Tejon Street revitalization project next week. This revitalization project will help the evolving infrastructure needs of our downtown area, will help enhance accessibility, expand outdoor dining spaces, and create a more vibrant and welcoming environment for our residents. As part of these improvements, we are widening the sidewalks to promote a safer street design, and we are going to elevate the pedestrian experiences. We are working closely with our downtown businesses and downtown partnership to minimize the disruptions and ensure a smooth transition during these upgrades. Most importantly, I want to remind you, our residents, that the businesses along the Tejon corridor will remain open during the construction, and they will appreciate your continued support. Your patronage will make a difference. Number 6 of 7 items, parks and trails. And I'm really happy to talk about parks and trails because they are as vital to our community's infrastructure, such as our roads and bridges. And this year, we're going to be prioritizing several key park projects, and I want to highlight 3 of them quickly for you today. The first is that we're going to be updating the citywide park system master plan, a crucial step in shaping the future of our parks and recreation spaces. As part of this process, we will be actively engaging you, the public, to ensure that our investments align with your needs and aspirations. Your voice and ideas are invaluable in creating and maintaining these cherished places that foster connection, promote wellness, and help elevate our status as a world-class American city. So stay tuned, as the Parks Department will soon announce key dates and opportunities for you to share your input. Second, I'm pleased to share that the water line installation at Garden of the Gods Park is nearly complete, a significant enhancement for both safety and accessibility in this iconic destination. This project includes the addition of 8 fire hydrants, ensuring a more reliable water source for emergency response. With over 4 million visitors annually, protecting this national treasure is critical. Just last Thursday, we saw firsthand the importance of fire preparedness when a grass fire was ignited only half a mile away. A dependable water source and swift emergency response are essential to safeguarding lives, homes in this natural landmark. Beyond the safety, this project also improves accessibility, adding nearly a mile of accessible trail and a fully accessible parking lot. These upgrades will ensure that visitors of all abilities can connect with nature and experience the breathtaking beauty of one of our city's most cherished parks. And the third item I'm thrilled to announce is the construction is officially underway for Greyhawk Park in Northeast Colorado Springs. This project has been 18 years in the making. And I sincerely appreciate our community's patience as we've worked to bring this long-awaited neighborhood park to life. Greyhawk Park will be a vibrant, welcoming space where children can play freely, families and neighbors can gather and connect, and I look forward to celebrating its grand opening with you later this fall. The seventh item, finally, is wildfires and homelessness. As I've discussed, our parks, trails, and open space are amongst our community's most cherished assets, but last Thursday, two of them faced serious wildfire threats. Coral Bluffs on the east side and Blair Bridge open space near Garden of the Gods in the west were both in harm's way. I want to extend my deepest gratitude to our region's first responders for their swift and decisive action in protecting our community. I also want to thank the dozens of residents who called 911 that day. With many red flag days still ahead, this serves as a crucial reminder that if you see smoke or flames, call 911 immediately. If you see smoke or flame, please call 911 immediately. It is important that we address the sobering reality that while the wildfire on the west side was sparked by an illegal campsite, our firefighters have responded to an alarming number of fires started in homeless encampments. 189 fires in just 79 days of this year alone. 419 in 2024. This is why I am doubling down on enforcement against illegal campsites. This is a multi-department effort from the city where we combine behavioral health related street outreach with connecting our unhoused residents to the services that they need while also prioritizing the safety and the well-being of the greater city. As we work to provide the necessary resource for our unhoused neighbors, we will not compromise on our public safety. All residents of Colorado Springs are accountable to the rule of law. I do want to thank my city council colleagues for their partnership in helping to expand the city's sit and lie ordinance, which prohibits sitting on line on trails, on sidewalk and the public rights of way. The expanded ordinance now includes South Nevada Avenue and areas of Old Colorado City, helping us maintain a safe and accessible public space for everyone. So there you have it, the state of our city's public infrastructure and the steps that we are taking to protect, to invest in our streets, our roads, our parks, and our public spaces. All these efforts are done by an incredible team of public servants, and many of them are here, and many kudos to them. They love this city like our residents do, and they're hard at work on your behalf. And we do this because we want to build a city of great neighborhoods and of great neighbors, a city that is safe, economically prosperous, culturally rich, welcoming, and a vibrant world-class American city on a hill that shines brightly. Thank you. What questions do you have for me? The city as a whole? The question is, how excited am I about revitalizing the city? I moved to Colorado Springs about 15 years ago, and I would say when I moved there at a time where we were using that word about revitalization, and part of my business journey was helping to revitalize the city. I feel like as we continue to revitalize, what I'm hearing from residents is a need to ensure that we are protecting what we have. We are investing in our city's infrastructure. And so in addition to revitalization efforts, you're going to hear me talk a lot about the need to keep up with our public safety and our infrastructure and our parks. And I think that's a cry of today, which is different than 15 years ago when people said, Colorado Springs is lame. We're no longer lame. We're a desirable city. People want to move here, but we have to make sure that we're investing in ourselves to make sure that we can keep up with the natural growth that we're all experiencing. Oh, that's a great question. Like many things in terms of my work in city council, we hear a lot from residents. So we heard a lot from business leaders. We heard a lot from residents. So these were some of the pain points. And what the sit and lie ordinance really truly gives us is not just my law enforcement team the ability to keep those areas safe. Downtown Partnership also has a security team that also helps with the security of the downtown area. It also equips and empowers them in a very humane way to be able to tap on someone that might be sitting in line and say, hey, this is against the law, and it just really helps move things along. So those decisions are made based off of a lot of community input, and which we take into consideration. Yeah, the question is around the people that are hanging out in the downtown area and what are the options for in terms of where they can go. One of the things I'm really proud about Colorado Springs in terms of our homeless response is just the wonderful collaboration between city and nonprofit partners. And many of the nonprofit partners, Homeward Pike Speak, The Place, Springs West Commission, they continue to advance in terms of the number of the services available to unhoused residents. I'm truly I think I can say that we actually have more services than and more beds than we do have unhoused residents. The key is how do we get unhoused residents, especially those with behavioral health challenges and substance abuse, to take advantage of those services. And that's the unique challenges that we have today, because even unhoused residents have rights. And so we have, so street outreach is the name of the game, and it's one of our 6-pronged approach in the new city's homeless response plan. Is we're going to invest in street outreach so that we can have the right public servants who are trained in behavioral health care and their social work, who can actually work with unhoused residents who with extra challenges and get them and guide them into the critical services that we already have available. Yeah, that's each fire is different, and the mutual aid, the strike team was all present. I believe about 9 different municipalities present. I mean, that itself is already an advance, is improvements of what we had since the Waldo Canyon fire days. And so, I mean, we still had more in the reserve. I mean, were we stretched with our resources? Yes, but we still had more. If we needed to bring every firefighter back online to keep our community safe, that is something we would have done, because we don't mess around with our community safety. And I can't speak for the other municipalities. I feel like they would have done the same, and the help becomes greater. Now, I do have to mention the last few fires that have made national news, like the LA fires. We've actually sent people over there to help with those fires. So if in the case that this fire was so much bigger than we could handle, other cities will be here helping us, the state will be helping us, because public safety is the name of the game. And it's one of the things I love about this country as an immigrant turned citizen, is how important we take the safety of our residents. And so it will be all hands on deck approach to include resources that are outside the region. Hmm. Okay, and thank you for that question. And Travis, I'm going to invite my deputy chief of staff to come and help me. So the question is, there are a lot of infrastructure projects and investment in the city. Why now? Has this always been the case? I do. I want to be clear that this is part of the legacy that I've inherited. This is so in some ways it's not new. My predecessor, John Suthers, and even his predecessor have made this a top priority because it's one of the most important functions of city government. But for me, I'm doubling down on it as our city grows because as a candidate, I heard, as a mayoral candidate, I heard a lot from residents who said, Mayor, do we have the infrastructure to keep up with the growth of our city? And so I've been clear that my work as mayor is going to be a direct reflection of the feedback that I'm getting from our residents, and infrastructure is one of those most important needs of our city right now. That's why we're doubling down. I want to be clear, it's been happening, but I'm taking a stronger emphasis on it. And I'm bringing Travis, who used to be my director of public works, now my deputy chief of staff over infrastructure and development, to see if he has any additional perspective as one who's worked for 3 mayors now.
I didn't hear the original question, but your answer made a whole lot of sense. The infrastructure improvements have been going on for quite a while, whether it's PPRTA or 2C. So we've been working on that for quite a while. I think weather's warming up. We're continuing to work on that, so you'll see more of that going on and more earnest. And as you mentioned, you're doubling down on it. But yeah, it's really been going on. It's always a focus. So yeah, I think your answer was very good. Good, comprehensive answer.
And thank you, Travis, and thank you for the reminder too of 2C and PPRTA. I think this community is investing in itself. It makes me so proud. I mean, we're a libertarian community. We're tax averse. We don't want to pay taxes, but the community has also said when it comes to our infrastructure and public safety and parks, we don't mind paying a little extra, and that's why you see these ballot initiatives around TOPS, PPRTA, 2C. Public safety sales tax. You can see the community is willing to invest in itself in terms of those critical needs. Thank you for that question. Yeah. The question is, first of all, it's a gratitude that we're looking at parks as a necessary infrastructure like roads and bridges. And the question is, what are the benefits of parks for quality of life in Colorado Springs? As the weather gets warmer, my kids and I are out enjoying our favorite parks, to include the one just right over here, Monument Valley Park. We love Palmer Park, and Garden of the Gods. I think Garden of the Gods is probably their favorite, to be honest. And one of the things too we enjoy is we do this thing called playground hunting. So we try to hit up 5 to 10 playgrounds in a matter of 2 hours. So we just go from playground to playground. I bring that up because as a parent of young kids, parks offer, and our trails and open spaces offers my family and I an opportunity to just have a better quality of life. And it's why it's something. It's a need and also an opportunity, and something we must continue to invest in this great city of ours. I like to talk about the founder of our city. He came to this city and was inspired and mesmerized by the beauty of this great environment. It's why most of us are here. Most people come to Colorado Springs because of our public spaces. And so it's upon us in the city and our residents, this joint effort to ensure that we are maintaining and keeping these parks and open spaces. And we have a couple of iconic national treasures. The Pikes Peak Mountain, the second most visited mountain in the world, Garden of the Gods, which I mentioned earlier, which a few years ago it was named the number 2 best park in the country. And so we have a responsibility to care for what God has given us. But more than anything, it's what makes Colorado Springs and such a desirable city are the many parks and trails and open spaces. Yes. Brett, can I come? Can you come and give some? Thank you for that question. That's a very important one because public input and feedback is really important to me. Can you talk a little bit about the process with the Parks Master Plan and when residents should expect to give input? Introduce yourself, by the way.
Hi, I'm Britt Haley. I'm the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services Department, and we're very excited to kick off the next iteration of the Park System Master Plan. The last one we did was in 2014, and a lot has changed in our city since that time. And so, what our typical process will be is to gather information and then to go out to the community wide, all across our city, asking, what are your priorities? What do you want to see for the future? How can we make our park system better and be able to serve our community in all the many ways that our community likes to use our system? I loved hearing the mayor talk about his kids and the playgrounds and the spaces and that way of getting that healthy interaction with the outdoors. We also have a lot of indoor opportunities through our community centers and through golf, and even our cemeteries offer wonderful experiences for our communities. So we will be asking everyone through public meetings, community surveys, opportunities to tell us what they like most, what they want to keep, and what they'd like to see changed. And that will be happening over the course of this summer through lots of different community engagement opportunities, some of which will be a lot of fun with pop-up events. So watch for those on our webpage and on our social media. Thank you, Mayor.
That starts next month.
And it's going to be starting off next month. There will be an online survey as well, and lots of opportunities for any way that people want to give us their feedback. We will take it that way. Thank you. Yes, again, go to the park's website or to our social media, and we will be promoting that heavily as we gear up, and we're looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Britt. And like with most things, you can always start at coloradosprings.gov, and my communications team, they do a good job at ensuring that the most timely and the hot issues on the landing page, so that you don't have to do the hard work of trying to find it out. So we'll make sure that's on the landing page as well. Isn't that on? Did I turn it off? my bad. coloradosprings.gov. For anything you need, go to coloradosprings.gov. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.